A better way to pay your UTG fees with instant proof of payment and real-time student portal update. Paying your University of the Gambia fees has never been easier or more convenient. With EcoBank, students, parents and guardians can pay UTG tuition and related fees through our secure digital banking channels such as EcoBank mobile app, EcoBank Online and EcoBank Omni Lite. Once payment is completed, instant proof of payment is generated and the UTG student portal is updated in real time, allowing students to proceed immediately with registration, course selection, and clearance without unnecessary delays, while giving parents and guardians peace of mind that payments have been successfully processed. How to pay via the EcoBank mobile app. Open the EcoBank mobile app and navigate to the home screen. Select Pay Bill. Choose Pay a New Bill and select Schools from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. How to pay via EcoBank Online or Omni Lite. Log in to EcoBank Online and Omni Lite using your credentials. Select the menu and choose Bill Payments. Choose Quick Bill Pay and select School from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Walk into any EcoBank branch or pay through our digital channels and enjoy instant proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
Santa Yala.
Lekar, utul wave, nga scan, nga fay, nak doo ci yokku dara.
Jar Oil Company stands tall as a trusted name in energy, keeping the Gambia moving with service stations across the country and a commitment to innovation and reliability. In Farafenni, Jar Group is reshaping our industrial landscape. The Jar Oil Cement Factory can produce up to 100,000 bags a day, reducing imports, creating jobs, and building a stronger Gambia brick by brick. And in the heart of the Central River region, Jar Farming Initiative is cultivating food security. With thousands of hectares under development and modern irrigation, Jar Farming is turning the Gambia's soil into abundance. Jar Group is more than a company. It is a vision of self-sufficiency, resilience, and progress. The Jar Group of companies, investing in industry, agriculture, and energy, building the Gambia's future today. We're joined by Dr. Ismaila Ceesay, Minister of Information, Media and Broadcasting Services, to respond to mounting opposition criticism from erratic electricity supply to allegations of political victimization in Nyangen. We'll also challenge him on President Barrow's claim of reducing dependence on foreign aid since 2017, asking why the government needed the Donors Roundtable Conference in Brussels in 2018. Dr. Ceesay, good morning. Good to see you. I like the outfit.
Good morning.
You know, Gambian men are afraid of colors. We usually take the usual ones: blue, white, black.
Yeah.
You know, those are considered to be the masculine.
Maybe I'm colorblind. Maybe
no. Well, I mean, in the sub-region, I mean, they are not afraid of colors.
I grew up in the sub-region.
You grew up in the sub-region.
In Sierra Leone, to be more specific.
Fantastic. Welcome back.
Thank you very much. Just a quick correction, but I know we'll come to that in detail. It's about the electricity supply. You call it erratic. It's not erratic. It's load shedding. There's a difference between erratic and load shedding. Okay. And in a transparent manner, NAWEC has communicated this, that they're facing technical issues and therefore they'll be doing some load shedding. So it's not erratic. But we'll get to that at some point because we have a lot to respond to.
The managing director is on standby, to explain this.
From the office of the president, it's been announced that Monday the 25th was a public holiday. This was yesterday.
Did you go to work?
No.
I worked.
You worked?
Yes, I did.
Okay. But you have to work 24 hours. You're a radio station. Radio stations never close.
Fair enough.
Yesterday was a public holiday, in observance of African Liberation Day. In addition, tomorrow, Wednesday, the 27th and 28th, Thursday of May 2026, I also declared public holidays in celebration of Eid al-Adha across the country. You call it Banasalo. Some call it Tubaski.
Yes.
President Barrow has extended warm greetings and best wishes to every Gambian.
You haven't asked me how the Manjagos call Banasalo.
How do they call it?
Ufestangit. No, Ufestangankanel.
Ufestanganel.
Yes.
Okay. That's a new word I've learned. I know my brother Esther Falsi speaks Manjago. Maybe he knows this.
So maybe he does know.
He does know.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, you're brothers now?
So President Barrow has extended warm greetings and best wishes to Gambians.
Why are you ignoring
abroad me? On behalf of the government and the first family. And then, in continuation of the government's national infrastructure development agenda, the president also presided over the foundation stone laying ceremonies for major road projects on the Connect Gambia project. It was in URR and then to CRR across the Central River region as well. And this initiative formed part of government's broader vision to strengthen rural connectivity as well. Also, the president was graced the occasion of the Taxpayers Awards night, which took place at the Coco Oceans Resort on Saturday night. Well attended.
Was the food good?
I didn't eat.
Were you fasting?
No, because it's a bit late. I don't like to eat late at night. So I just had some fruits.
Well, GRA should take note.
Tea. So I don't eat that much at night, particularly if it's heavy.
No.
So I didn't.
I'm hearing two things. You don't eat at night, or don't you just...
I hardly do it.
Yeah.
I do it sometimes. I can say never. Sometimes I do. If it's
Is that because you want to keep your figure like you are?
Now
and then do you do weights?
Yes, I go to the gym at least 4 days a week.
Now I know your secret.
And I play football twice a day. So the Taxpayers Awards night was very successful, and we congratulate CG Yankubadabo for the organization, but also for its leadership. The figures are outstanding. If you look at where we were a couple of years ago in terms of annual revenue collected by the taxman to today where we are, from around about $2 billion a year to now 2.7, 2.8 a month. From about at some point was $7 billion. It went up
2017
to now $30 billion. And this has been achieved not by increasing taxes, but by expanding the tax base.
Although some taxes have increased.
Yeah, but not as significantly to really have an impact on these figures. What has been done is a strategic intervention in deploying technology and digital tools to really lock or to close some of the leakage points, and also to better maximize or also better enforce compliance, but also to better enforce tax paying. So this has been done, and this is leadership, and this is what Mr. Yankubadabo has really demonstrated. So with more deployment of technology, with VAT and other facilities as well. I think we might even go to $40-50 billion within a very, very short period of time. So this is really commendable. And the president has made a pledge that every taxpayers awards night, he would himself grace the occasion. And he did in this one. And he really did represent the government of the Gambia, but also the Gambian people. And I think you have the statement where I think he mentioned that the Gambia's development can only be championed by Gambians by paying taxes.
Okay.
Now, the opposite Vice President, His Excellency the Vice President, Mohamed B.S. Jallow, chaired an Armed Forces Council meeting at the State House. They focused on matters relating to national security, institutional strengthening, professionalism, and strategic coordination within the security sector. I think I'm pleased to inform the public that the security sector reform is ongoing very well. Now we've seen professionalism within the security and armed forces. We've really seen some progress and advancement in that. We've also seen how successful we are in bringing the security into democratic governance oversight. And I think really the government should be commended for really championing these security sector reforms, which are ongoing very successfully. In the same vein, the Office of the Vice President concluded a 5-day intensive training program on the electronic records management system. I emphasize to discuss this because I think it's important for the public to know that as part of our reforms in e-government, we are trying to... This was already rolled out as a pilot. Now we are going to escalate it and scale it up the entire government, which is the electronic records management system, in collaboration with the National Record Service. Now, the initiative marks a significant milestone in the government's digital transformation agenda, aimed at strengthening records management, institutional efficiency, transparency, accountability, but also promoting public service delivery. Now, you know that before, when you go to offices, you see loads of files. And Peter Gomez has worked in the civil service for many years. He has retired, and he needs something from government. He has to come back to and they have to go to the room where there are loads of files, piles of files, and sometimes his paperwork is missing in those heap of files. We are changing this to now going electronic, so that in 10 years, in 100 years, if Peter Gomez's grandchildren come to the National Record Service and say, hey, I wanted to know this about my father, what year did he retire? We can easily go to the system and find out these things. And so it means that now government is deploying digital tools, and this is part of the entire civil service reforms. And we commend Minister Boy for championing these reforms. And I think
provided that information, that data is well managed.
Yes.
Because somebody could just come, have access, and delete everything. And
no, that is why they call it electronic records management system. It will be well managed.
Okay.
It makes government more efficient. It streamlines government activity. And I think this is the way forward. All governments are now embracing technology in governance. Now, the Ministry of Health, and I think this is important. We all know that the World Health Organization has just declared the Ebola outbreak in Central Africa as a national, as a global health, as a
health emergency of international
concern. Yeah. Now, the ministry has issued a public health advisory, urging heightened vigilance following the declaration of Ebola outbreaks in DRC and Uganda. The ministry confirmed that there are currently no suspected or confirmed cases of Ebola in the Gambia. However, has reaffirmed that national surveillance and preparedness measures remain active across the country, and they've activated a national response emergency framework to deal with the situation. Because the world have changed now. Yeah. When a disease breaks out in Asia years ago, before it arrives in continental Europe, it can take 2-3 years. But now within minutes, within hours, because of air flight and how quick, and someone said we live in a global village now, and not that the world has shrunk in terms of geography, but that now we are more interconnected than ever before because of air travel, and it means that if it's in the Congo, it can find its way anywhere. And as a country, as a responsible government, we are now responding and getting prepared to ensure that we're on top of things.
And Congo is important to us, to the point that we're going there to give Gambians who are resident there national documents.
But this is the DRC.
What's the DRC?
This is happening in the DRC.
Which of the Congos are
Congo,
we?
You have the Congo Kinshasa, Congo Brazzaville.
So our relationship is with Brazzaville.
More so, yes. It's with Brazzaville.
Not Kinshasa.
Not DRC.
I thought it was the richer Congo. Is this not the richer of the Congos?
No, DRC is one of the biggest countries in terms of land size in the continent. A huge chunk of...
Which one?
DRC.
Yeah, definitely.
Huge land.
Definitely. But our relationship is with the other
mostly
Congo.
With the Congo Brazzaville.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Why is that so?
Well, I cannot explain that.
I know.
In fact, the president went to the inauguration of the president-elect a couple of months, I think last month or so, in Congo Brazzaville, which is Sassou Nguesso. Congo DRC, we have relationships, we have bilateral ties with them, but it's not as extensive as the Congo Brazzaville.
They have every mineral any country needs. So
yes,
we should befriend them.
But we don't befriend people because of resources. Or
really?
We befriend people because of values and principles.
Really?
Yes, of course. That I can attest to. Now, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs also has issued a press release announcing the commencement of investigations into allegations involving abuse of domestic staff linked to the residence of the Gambian ambassador in Moscow.
In Moscow?
In Moscow. Reports were out that there was some abuse, physical abuse that took place against a domestic worker at the residence of the Gambian ambassador. And reacting to these reports, the ministry, obviously, as a responsible ministry, has instigated an investigation into the matter and has assured the public that...
Yeah, but again, investigations, they take place, we never know. Cuba, we had an investigation. Washington, we had an investigation. Saudi Arabia, we have an investigation. I'm not aware of any reports being...
But actions were taken. In Cuba, they were recalled. The ambassador was recalled. The ambassador was recalled. And new ambassadors were sent. Action was taken.
So you just recall them? I mean, if they're involved in a scandal, you recall them. That's the first line of action. And then you investigate. So what's the outcome of the investigation?
No, but the issue is that the outcome is that they are recalled. If the investigations have shown that the offense, I wouldn't say crime, but the issue at hand doesn't warrant further action apart from recall, what do you want the government to do? I mean, there's a fine line between committing a crime and engaging in what they call abuse of office, or it could be bad conduct, for example. If, for example, today you're one of your staff engaging in misconduct, do you arrest them? Do you take them to the police? No, you relieve them of their duties. You sack them.
Yeah, but you give people the reason for relieving them of their
The reason is that because of misconduct. And remember also some of these...
what's the nature of the misconduct?
What I'm saying is that, look...
Is it sexual assault?
In the world of diplomacy, you cannot just release everything because it has to do with the relation between two countries. You do an investigation and realize that some things are better it's not for public consumption because it is more damaging. It can do more damage than it can really solve the situation. And I think that discretion really is with the agency that did the investigations. There was a press release which says that, look, we've done an investigation. These are the facts. There was a press release, and that these are the actions.
There was a press release?
I can't remember that. Yes,
but you can't remember what.
So what I want to say is that in this particular case, government is investigating the matter. And government has assured the public that it will not tolerate misconduct in an embassy and that it is reaffirming its commitment to professionalism, accountability, and respect for human dignity on our diplomatic missions across the world. And I think this is very clear. But right now, like I said, the presumption of innocence. Everybody is innocent until proven guilty. The government is investigating. These are allegations still. When we investigate and when we get the facts, then government can take appropriate action. For now, we're at this stage of investigation.
Okay, let's move on. Today, we don't have much time.
Now, the Ministry of Trade has, on behalf of the government, assured the public of adequate RAM supply and intensified market monitoring efforts. Like I repeat, intensified market monitoring efforts ahead of the Tobaski celebrations to ensure affordability and accessibility for
$75,000 for a RAM.
You don't have to buy it.
$1,000.
You can also get it for $18,000-$19,000 for RAM. It's a matter of choice. It's a market. It's a free market. There are cars, Lamborghinis costing $500,000. There is also a Toyota RAV4 costing $800,000. The choice is yours. Which one you want to buy?
True. But you are telling Gambians that they can get rounds for $18,000.
Yeah, of course. If you want, you can get it for
$18,000,
$20,000.
Yeah. Yes. Okay. And where is this?
Well, there's RAM everywhere. You can go to Abuko, you can go to Brikama, you can go to here at Canifing.
The cheapest I've heard somebody, say they got a RAM for is $25,000. So I don't know where.
25 cannot be the cheapest. You can go You can go to the Lumo. That person's budget is 25, but the cheapest is not 25. I cannot give you the average cheapest price. But if you go to the Lumos, you go to the Abu Kodaral, you go to places. I've seen people who told me that they have seen a ram for 18, they are 15, they want me to give them 3,000 to go and buy again, and they want to buy their ram for $18,000. So obviously it depends on what you want. Like I said, if you go to the market, there are different prices.
Okay.
Depending on your pocket.
Okay. Here's the thing. I want to buy a ram for $18,000, but I have only 12.
Yes.
Will you top me up?
You don't need it, Peter. You are a rich man.
What's the next update?
So the next update, I'm going to skim quick. The Minister of Basic and Secondary Education, this is important, has officially become the first Anglophone country to benefit from TIBU, Africa's Generation Sportive Program. This is an initiative aimed at promoting sports, youth empowerment, health, and life skill development among school children. Like, we think that sports, these are from the Kingdom of Morocco. It's an NGO. They promote sports across the world. They use sports to promote inclusion, promote diversity, promote good health, promote education, and so on and so forth. And I think Gambia is the first Anglophone country to join this initiative. Where now, even you remember when we were young, we used to have PE.
How many of us are there Anglophone countries? Maybe we're the only Anglophone country there. So naturally, if we get
it is the first to join. So other Anglophone can join later, but it's the first. Most of the countries that are than are French-speaking countries.
So we're the first to join. So it's automatic that if we get it, we become the first Anglophone country.
Yes, exactly. Okay. So we are the first Anglophone.
It's not like we were chosen from a group.
No, no. We are the first to join, not the only to join. The first to join.
Okay.
And I think sports is important in the schools. I remember when I was young, the only thing that can take me to school is during the PE session.
Really?
Yeah, I was. If there's maths, I wouldn't go to school because I
don't believe you.
No, seriously, I was very bad. I was very scandalous in maths. Then we move on to the final one, the Ministry of Environment. I think someone raised this last week. This work, I think, on one of the questions.
Yes.
That the Minister, Honorable Rahi John Manjang, the Minister of Environment, Climate Change and Natural Resources, has toured intervention areas along the Kotu stream under the Waka project to assess ongoing flood mitigation and environmental management efforts ahead of the rainy season. The Waka project is going. It's a big project. It's not a small project. It will transform the whole Kotu stream landscape when it's done as well. So finally, the Ministry of Gender, in collaboration with the Ministry of Justice, they have announced a vacancy for a legal consultant to support legislative reforms towards the establishment. I think for me this is the most important part, the establishment of the Gambia's first special court on SGBV. What that means is sexual and gender-based violence, as part of ongoing efforts to strengthen access to justice and protection mechanisms for vulnerable groups. We all know that sometimes our courts can be inundated, overwhelmed with cases, land cases.
So SGB cases.
So we are going to have a special court now.
Okay.
Just dealing with SGB cases, and that.
Who's funding this court? I'm sure it's money coming from somewhere.
It's government and partners. The building is done. It's behind the GT Bank on Karaba Avenue, and I think it's important. It demonstrates and underscores government's commitment to fight gender-based violence, but also women, children, and some men are protected from abuse. And I think we've had a discussion.
Are men being abused in the Gambia by women?
Yeah, I mean, we had, in our minister program, I had a program with gender last week, and we were talking about gender-based violence. And I said, what about, there are men whose wife constantly abuse them.
In the Gambia here?
In the house, of course. They beat them, they abuse them physically, verbally.
In the Gambia?
Yeah, they traumatize them.
Men beating
because we have this macho
wives
culture.
Beating their husbands?
Of course, every night. Every night. And they will not come out, and they are there, and they are listening to me as I speak, and they share their story. And they go through hell. Sorry for the language. But we forget, when we talk about when we talk about gender-based violence, we think it's only women who are victims. There are men who are victims of gender-based violence.
Gambian men, specifically.
Yes. So our society is such that we think men should be strong, that men should not become victims of gender-based. So they're afraid to speak. They're embarrassed to speak about their ordeal. And I told the minister there should be a special line, a special initiative to raise awareness about them, but also to give them a platform to also raise issues of gender-based violence affecting men. It is happening.
Oh, wow.
And research has shown it.
Thanks for the updates. What's going on with the power supply?
Well, I've got something from the MD of NAWEC, but it's up to you. Want to call him? He can explain better, and I can just do an addendum to what he is explaining.
Yeah, start with what. Okay, I think I want to believe we have him on the line. Good morning, Gallo Ceesay.
Good morning, sir.
Good to hear from you. So, what's going on? NAWEC has suddenly returned to the national agenda for all the wrong reasons. What's going on? I used the word erratic earlier on to describe the power supply situation, and the minister disagreed with me. So why are we experiencing all these on-off situation?
Okay, this is a technical issue that is beyond NAWEC's control. It's the power supply that is coming from the OMVG line. The suppliers have technical issues right now. Both Senegal have a problem, Senelec and also Guinea also have issues. And this is affecting the entire region. Even Senelec themselves are load shedding. Guinea is load shedding. So we also have to load shed because the OMVG is a regional line. So if we don't load shed, we take more than what we should be taking. It can destabilize the whole grid. So we need to comply with what they ask us to drop so that the grid is stable. So it's a technical problem. It's not a permanent issue.
Are we getting all our supply currently from Guinea, from the OMVG, to the point that whenever they have a problem, there's nothing we can do about it? Are we not generating locally? Are we not getting from some other sources?
So we are generating locally from our own generators. And plus, we also have the solar plant. So those are the ones that are actually helping us. But like I said, the problem is a power plant in Senegal went down and they lost close to 100 megawatts, which is a lot. So that's why we are going through this process. But they are working frantically on it to try to get it back to normality. And this geopolitical issue is creating fuel issues even in Guinea. So some of their power plants are down. So it's a global problem. It's not just the Gambia.
Okay.
But we are working frantically to try to minimize the impact. You see, even today, if you look outside, there's no sun. So all the solar systems you have will not be working until we get enough sun. So it's just bad timing. It's happening at the wrong time, but it's a temporal issue. It's not like an ingrained permanent problem that is there. So we are working on it. And going forward, I can assure you, and like I always said here, that things are only going to get better.
Okay.
But this type of problems come up sometimes.
Okay, and when you say temporary, how temporary? Another 3-4 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks?
I would say probably maximum, with the information I'm getting from our suppliers, at least another week or two. Because they are working on it since 2 weeks back. They've been working on this issue. So they brought back one of their plants, which was also down. So that is up now. So now they just have to work on the one that have lost the 100 megawatt.
Okay.
So within the next 2 weeks, we should be able to go back to normality. And this is my understanding.
And the problem is being presented as technical, but is it more of geopolitical, situation? The result of the Iran crisis?
So it's both. Like I said, for example, all the thermal plants that are working, for example, in Guinea, some of them are down. So it limits their capacity too. And they are also feeding us, even us.
Yeah, but one saying they are down because they do not have the fuel they need. Or is it because of a technical breakdown? The machine is...
in the Guinea one, our understanding is because of fuel issue.
Okay.
Not because the plant has broken down. But in the Senegal one, the plant is broken down. It's like a system breakdown.
Okay.
So it's nothing to do with the fuel thing in Senegal. I know the fuel is a problem. Even in the Gambia, it's a problem for us. The prices has gone up. So it's a combination of both, but it's just the wrong timing.
Okay.
But the Gambian people need to understand that we are
and speaking of timing, that's what I was coming to. I mean, you can understand why, people are worried. I mean, Tobaski is tomorrow.
I know.
And people need their freezers to work, to, store the excess meat that, they'll be eating for the next few days, and suddenly to have this crisis. So can you understand why even politicians on the opposite side are, pouncing on NAWEC and because they fear that we are going back to the 70s, 80s, 90s?
Okay, so let me put it this way. I am not a politician. I am a Gambian. I am here to serve the Gambia. And whatever is best for this country, that's what we are working towards. And I can tell you, even the government would not want something like this to happen at this time. So it's not something that we want to happen. Is it any person, nobody is perfect. Things just happen, and we are working on it to fix it. So if people want to politicize it, then, politics is just politics. It's just noise. But even if they are sitting here today, they would not be able to resolve this problem because it's beyond their control. They talk about we have to have 100% base load in this country. That doesn't take 2 days. It takes time to do that. There's a tender on the table right now. It's 50 megawatts. That is nearly to be signed within the next few weeks. So if all those come on board, and we are even working on our generators frantically to try to bring them back for standby because we get cheaper source from outside. So we are not sleeping. This is not desirable. But to politicize it and try to make it like the world is collapsing. Go to Guinea-Bissau, go to Guinea-Conakry, go to Sierra Leone. Even in Senegal, go to some areas there. They are also having the same problems.
Absolutely.
But Gambia
I agree with you entirely. But just finally, communication. What's the new strategy? Because you hear people say, there was a time when announcements were put on radio and television. The majority of Gambians do not depend on social media for their information. And increasingly, institutions are moving their communication to social media. What's wrong with telling people on radio? Maybe they're listening to Manding Bantaba. You tell them in a language they can understand that on day so and so and so, we plan to go on routine maintenance. Well, this is where you are in control. We can understand when things suddenly go wrong. But the thing is, increasingly, NAWEC is not communicating via the usual channels. And the majority of Gambians still depend, because of, the education situation, on those normal channels.
So, Peter, on that note, I agree with you entirely. We need to do better in our communications platforms, so that we don't just use one platform. But all the issues that we are having, like you said, we've put it out there on our websites, on our platforms. But even this morning, the team will be on QTV to sensitize the public on this, and will also be on GRTS. But I agree with you, we need to do better, and that's why we did that press conference. And I said it there, that these are things that are going to happen in the interim, where we are progressing from where we are to a better, more reliable electricity supply system. And it takes some time to get there. So people just have to bear with us that at NAWEC we are not deliberately doing things to cause people to suffer. We are actually suffering more. Because, for example, I don't sleep 24/7 on my phone, on my laptop, working like anything. I can go and sleep home and forget about the job. But we are doing this for the country.
How much extra gray hair have you grown?
I think I've lost all my hair now. They are not only green, they are only dropping off. But to be honest, Peter, I can tell the Gambian populace that the future is bright, and Gambia here is going to be probably one of the best countries when it comes to utility supply in the sub-region. We are a small country, and the strategy that we are working towards is going to even make us net exporters of energy. Look at the expansion that is in the provinces. Nobody is talking about it. How many people are getting electricity there? Look at all these buildings that are coming up in the urban areas. Demand is shooting up. So we have this constraint in the short time to try to manage this gap. Not just in country, but also, people just need to give us and motivate us rather than try to drag us down with information that sometimes is not even correct.
All right. You think the opposition is not being fair with NAWEC? Unite and United Democratic Party have both put out strongly worded statements in the past couple of days.
Look, criticisms are okay. And I am, like I said, I don't want to be dragged into a political arena. But criticisms are okay if they are constructive, right? But if you give the public information that is not the right information, then you're harming everybody else.
So both Unite and UDP are not giving the public the right information.
Sorry, say that again?
So both Unite, which is a new opposition movement, and the United Democratic Party, which I'm sure you know, are both not giving the public the right information. Is that what your suggestion?
So what I am saying is that if you are on the opposition side, I'm not a politician, but if you are on the opposition side and a problem like this happens, you take advantage of it to shift it to your side. But the realities on the ground are different. Nobody has control over a generator that is breaking down in somewhere outside this country. We don't have the powers to go in there and fix it for them. And they are the ones supplying us.
Okay.
Gallo,
thank you so very much for your time.
The war in Iran.
I must say, your leadership has been marked by transparency. Thank you very much for your time. That's Gallo Sedi, the MD, as you said. He was going to chime in, and indeed he has. So, yeah. What do you feel about the opposition putting out statements about the situation?
I'll come to that, but I just want to make one or two things very clear.
Yeah.
Unequivocally clear. That is, we respect and are very concerned about the challenging situation. And we feel it for every Gambian, particularly at this time. And I think everybody agrees. You agree, Mr. Gallo agrees, and I agree that the timing could not have come at the worst time. That it is Tobaski. We really feel the challenge that Gambians are going, all of us are going through, but it's not something that really we had wished for it to happen. Now, it is not because of negligence, that I can make it very clear. It's not because we don't know what we are doing. It's because these are factors that are beyond our control, and I think the MD has made it very clear. However, I'd like to correct several inaccurate statements contained in the UDP Media Secretary's release. One, this load shedding is not affecting the entire country.
It's not?
No. The interruptions are currently limited mainly into parts of the Greater Banjul area and West Coast region during peak demand periods, particularly from around 6 p.m. onwards. Provincial areas are largely not affected, according to NAWEC.
Really?
Yes.
I'm moving out of the Greater Banjul area.
Now, the second issue that they said is about unpaid debts to Senelec that they suggested, which is also not accurate. The challenges are not about unpaid debts. Senelec did not cut off the generation just because we have to pay them. No, like portrayed by the UDP. It's largely due to technical problems. Just like
he had confirmed that in Senegal the problem is technical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's like that, but UDP is saying something else, trying to confuse the population. It's about technical within the regional power supply system, which is also affecting other neighboring countries as well in the sub-region. Even Senegal is currently experiencing load shedding during peak periods due to generation and transmission constraints, and this is really indicated by the MD. Now, the other issue has to do with the UDP also said in a statement that generation has collapsed entirely in the Gambia, which is false. Now it continues to operate and rehabilitate its own generators while aggressively working to increase domestic generation capacity. Efforts are also ongoing to bring additional units. Currently, very soon we'll sign the contract for, we are supposed to be 150 megawatts. Gambia's total demand need for energy in this country is not above 120 megawatts. Now, we are building 150 megawatts in Soma. We are starting with 50, and we'll scale it up to, and another 100 will come. For now, we are signing the 50. And once that is up and running, plus the Jumbo 23 megawatts, definitely this will be a thing of the past. And I think people have to look at the broader picture.
So this Soma project is going to be for local production?
Of course.
Okay.
It's solar.
No, because there was an OMVG project.
No, this is local production. Okay. This is local production. Okay. Now, so like I said, actively investing in long-term energy, where our green transition in line with the energy roadmap is on course. And let's look at the bigger picture as well, that we've brought in electricity to many communities that never dreamt of having electricity before. And the UDP never said a word about that. And to be honest, Peter,
what did you expect them to say?
Well, what I'm saying is that as an opposition, when there is progress, acknowledge it. Then where there is omission.
So you expected them to clap for you and say,
not to clap, but to identify that yes, in their statement they say yes, even though government has done X, Y, Z in providing access, but they can now make their point. But I think if you read this statement, it's one of the most childish statements yes, I've seen from a political party. And I think I'm worried for UDP. I think I don't know what internal changes they've done in our communications team, but their mode of communications are degenerated to the lowest point. And they have no sympathy for Gambians, if you read this statement. Using Gambians' challenges, daily challenges, as to score political points. It's not acceptable, Peter. Gambians are...
we cannot run away from these challenges.
But deal with the issues themselves. No, the challenges are there, but saying how they cannot afford to buy rams, so they're going to buy meat, the meat will be rotten in the fridge. I mean, what kind of statement from a political party? Just like a grade 12 guy, you give a grade 12 an assignment to write a statement, and they write that statement. And when I raised the issue about this being dishonest, their spokesperson said he's challenging me to a debate, because I was being very honest in my opinion. They can be honest in their opinions about government. When we are honest...
Would you like to take him up on his challenge?
Peter, I can't give fame and relevance on a silver platter. It's not possible.
That's what it would amount to if you were to sit with him.
Of course, yes. It's going to be famous. It's going to have relevance. That's a silver platter. I'm going to do that. So the most important thing, what I want to say is that the UDP needs to do self-reflection and change their mode of communication. Really. Because the way they are communicating, it is really to the lowest point. And I think they had no sympathy for Gambians. Because when you feel I'm a serious challenge, I wouldn't use you for me to get what I want. They are using Gambians for them to get what they want. They are using Gambians' challenges, not the making of Gambia, challenges the making of the government. These are things that we don't have control over. Instead of coming up with realistic solutions.
They're using challenges they, as well as the majority of Gambians, expected you in government to solve, and which you are still grappling with.
But what I'm saying is that compare now electoral situation to 8-9 years ago, when this government just came to power. We still remember there for the protest at Westfield because of electricity. It was not, in fact, some places it is not. You don't even expect it, non-existent. Now we've done far. There is progress. Nobody can tell us that we've gone backwards. That is progress. Yeah. There are challenges clearly.
Agreed.
And during the day, we don't even have these issues. It's only peak hours we're having these issues. So I think we just look at the bigger picture. At the end of the day, that's a silver lining out there, and I think we are doing well. If we were not doing anything at all, yes, but we are investing in the long term. There are 3 aspects of it.
Okay.
In the grid, we've invested a lot to modernize the grid to avoid leakage. In generation now, we're investing in solar energy and our green transition. In the meantime, we are buying energy abroad, which is cheaper and reliable, but there are technical issues beyond our control.
During the weekend, another strong opponent of the government, Unite, published a letter purportedly from the governor of the area dismissing or prematurely retiring Mr. Babukar Nyang, the Alcalo of Nyangen. Can you clarify how the law defines residency? Because apparently the claim is he is not resident in the area. And whether visiting a spouse, which is the reason given for him going to Janjangbure occasionally, visiting a spouse in another town or village or hamlet or whatever disqualifies one from being an alcalo in an area.
So what has happened is that was brought to the attention of the chief of the region that the particular alcalo does not reside anymore in Nyangen, which contravenes the Local Government Act, because you should be resident of the place where you are the alcalo of. Now, when that came to the attention of the chief, he escalated it to the governor to say, hey, this is the situation. But the chief, before escalating it, he engaged. This is something I got from the governor. I spoke with the governor extensively last night. The chief engaged the particular alcalo, who confessed and admitted that, yes, indeed, he is not living in the village anymore.
He confessed.
That is what the chief governor said. The chief told him that, the alcalo said that he is not living in the village anymore.
You believe the governor?
And that he has handed over.
You believe the governor?
Well, of course I believe the governor. The governor wouldn't lie. Now, he has handed over responsibilities to his son. Now, the son is the constituency chairman of Unite.
Yes.
That is why Unite is the only party making noise about this. Going everywhere, writing, nyangen. We've changed, we've retired Al Carlos. In fact, Al Carlos is not dismissed, he's retired. We've retired Al Carlos across many parts of, did you see Unite write about it?
No,
in fact, Al Carlos have been sacked.
They were not formed then.
No, but like, what I'm saying is that the only reason why Unite is taking this thing very serious is because the Al Carlos son, who is the de facto Al Carlo now, is the constituency chairman of Unite. That is why they're making this noise. But that is not important. That's just a by the way information. What is important is that the chief escalated to the governor. Governor also investigated, engaged the Al Carlo, who admitted he's not staying in the community anymore. And then the governor recommended to the minister, this is the situation. The minister also did their investigation and realized that is the fact. And the ministry, in line with the law, nothing is illegal here, in line with the law, retired the Al Carlo. The community are now consulting with the relevant authorities to appoint a new Al Carlo.
And there's no pushback from the community?
No.
There's no pushback. There's only pushback from Unite.
It's only from Unite because they have an agenda, an interest, a selfish interest in ensuring that Al Carlo remains there because he's their constituency chairperson.
I have only 4 minutes.
Yeah.
The next guest, an honorable member of the National Assembly, is
my good friend and my brother.
He's my Goro.
Well, okay, you have a very good Goro then.
Yeah, well, the wife is my niece, daughter even. Yeah. It's a very interesting society.
Yep, it
Who
is.
think that a Mbo would go to, Gomez Kunda and get a wife there?
Well, it's love.
That's what's happening. But my favorite, closing question. President Barrow speaking on Saturday at the awards dinner where you decided not to eat. I think he should really call you to quarter deck, as they say. Said his government had pursued a deliberate policy of reducing dependence on foreign aid since 2017. And my question is, why then did the Gambia need a donors roundtable in Brussels, specifically in May of 2018? Just over a year since, he assumed power, if he claims that this had been his position since 2017.
Yes, because in 2017, when they came to power, our coffers were literally empty. Our economy was in tatters. Our reserves were almost negligible. After that, the president, through his leadership, initiated serious reforms, fiscal reforms, monetary reforms in the system that has now made us to be self-reliable. And the thinking will change now. This was in 2017 when he just came to power. Like you said, 2018. It's been 8 years. And I said in 2018, how much was now bringing in as revenue? Less than $7 billion is now they are bringing.
Deliberate policy since 2017.
Yeah.
So why would he in 2018?
Yes, what I'm saying is that
go now and again. If
you start a policy,
yeah.
He went in 2018. You started a policy in 2017. You wouldn't expect it to mature, particularly if the system has decayed for 22 years. You wouldn't expect it to mature after 1 year. It would take time. Now that the system has matured, our reforms are being successful. We've been able to now generate local funds to the extent that we wouldn't need donor support anymore. It is just apt that he announces this. But 2018 was 2018. He just came to power. Our economy was in dire straits. Obviously, the reforms hadn't taken place yet. So 2018 was okay. So, we needed help at that time.
So henceforth, all road projects, all bridge projects, all electricity expansion projects are going to be locally funded from the GLF.
We cannot say that, but the majority will be. Still, we have not gotten to that point yet, but that is the aim of the Gambia, that very soon we will be out of these IMF programs and most of this support, budgetary support, because now we are really doing very well in so far as our economy is concerned. And I think now what we've seen is that we've seen a lot of projects that are locally funded, big, massive mega projects like the Hakalang Road, like the Kiangwes Road. Put together is about close to 200 kilometers of roads Most of the roads that we are doing now, some electricity projects across the country, some of the support for farmers, fertilizer, support for farmers buying their groundnuts, support for women empowerment initiatives. All these are mostly from local government funds, and I think we are really doing well. The support, we are getting some support, yes, but not as before. And I think our aim and the president's vision is to ensure that we graduate from those kind of support.
Doc, on that note, thank you very much for your time this morning.
Happy to bask.
A better way to pay your UTG fees with instant proof of payment and real-time student portal update. Paying your University of the Gambia fees has never been easier or more convenient. With EcoBank, students, parents and guardians can pay UTG tuition and related fees through our secure digital banking channels such as EcoBank mobile app, EcoBank Online and EcoBank Omni Lite. Once payment is completed, instant proof of payment is generated and the UTG student portal is updated in real time, allowing students to proceed immediately with registration, course selection, and clearance without unnecessary delays, while giving parents and guardians peace of mind that payments have been successfully processed. How to pay via the EcoBank mobile app. Open the EcoBank mobile app and navigate to the home screen. Select Pay Bill. Choose Pay a New Bill and select Schools from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. How to pay via EcoBank Online or Omni Lite. Log in to EcoBank Online and Omni Lite using your credentials. Select the menu and choose Bill Payments. Choose Quick Bill Pay and select School from the category options. Select University of the Gambia. Select the specific product you are paying for. Enter your matriculation number and tap Continue. Validate your details. The system will display the payable amount. Press Continue to confirm the payment. An e-receipt is generated automatically as proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. Walk into any EcoBank branch or pay through our digital channels and enjoy instant proof of payment with real-time updates on the student portal. EcoBank, the Pan-African Bank.
sant yàlla.
looy xaar utal Wave nga scan nga fay te nag doo ci yokku dara.
Ja Oil Company stands tall as a trusted name in energy, keeping the Gambia moving with service stations across the country and a commitment to innovation and reliability. In Farafenni, Ja Group is reshaping our industrial landscape. The Ja Oil Cement Factory can produce up to 100,000 bags a day, reducing imports, creating jobs, and building a stronger Gambia brick by brick. And in the heart of the Central River region, Ja Farming Initiative is cultivating food security. With thousands of hectares under development and modern irrigation, Ja Farming is turning the Gambia's soil into abundance. Ja Group is more than a company. It is a vision of self-sufficiency, resilience, and progress. The Ja Group of companies, investing in industry, agriculture, and energy, building the Gambia's future today.